Duane Kuznia, live in Stephen, Minnesota. I'm currently 71 years old, I'll be 72 next month. Graduated from Stephen, Minnesota High School in 1968. I enlisted in the Navy in 1968, but didn't get in till I had a 120-day cash program, they call it then. What else is up?
Oh, okay. Were you drafted, enlisted?
Oh, I enlisted in the Navy.
You enlisted in the Navy, that's what
Yes,
you
sir.
said, yeah. Well, what was basic training like? Where did you go?
I went to San Diego.
San Diego. How'd you get there?
I flew from Grand Forks to Denver, then took another flight to San Diego. Got in there about 3 in the morning.
Did you know anybody from
No.
Stephen or the area?
No, sir.
Nobody, okay.
No.
And when you got the basic training, what all happened?
Well, we went to this, it was like a parking lot kind of thing. It was all tarred. We had the building numbers, we had to memorize them. The basic training took about, I think,
What were your
16
billets like? Were they wood, brick?
We were in like hutches, you know, or actually like a hotel type thing, but it's hard to remember. I got a poor memory. Basic training took about 16 weeks. I never got to go to I never got orders out of boot camp right away. There was called an OG, outgoing unit. Then eventually got orders to go to Guam through the Air Force.
So your you did AIT too?
No, we didn't have AAT.
You don't have AIT,
No.
but they trained you in something, correct?
Well, we marched a lot. We did a lot of running, a lot of exercises. But no, we didn't have any.
Like what was your MOS? I mean, what were you
I was
listed as?
I was a seaman recruit, so I didn't have. We weren't. We didn't get, like I said, didn't get orders till. I decided to work on the base. He did just military. Did work. You know, I didn't do any. And you couldn't be allowed to go to bars. So. But once I got orders to go to Guam, I was on the USS Meeker County LST 980. It was a landing ship tank. We basically we used to carry ammo, food. We had ammo, like I said, ammo, food, beer, combat boots.
This is while you're in Guam?
No, while I was when we were on the way.
On your way, okay.
Yeah, and then we actually carried Agent Orange, believe it or not.
Okay.
We should. I went to Hong Kong and then dispersed it from there. And on the damn barrel it said, "Do not puncture, could be hazardous to your health." So, and then I actually get hit by Agent Orange, and so I'm at now CLL. Anything else? I was in Vietnam constantly. We were in and out of there pretty much.
So you were in the harbor of Vietnam and you'd go and unload?
Yeah.
And you'd sail from where to where?
Well, we went to Vietnam, then back to Manila for R&R, then back to Vietnam again, and back to Guam. In fact,
So you'd load up with,
well, we carried, like I said, carried food at one time, carried ammo. In fact, we even carried a Jeep, or I'm not a Jeep, I mean a tank.
okay, and when you got to Vietnam, the shores of Vietnam, where were you at in Vietnam?
Okay, we were in Da Nang at first, then we went to Can Mon Bay, Chu Lai, Qua Viet, Ben Tui, and then in fact, we used to go to upriver, down rivers, carried stuff of ships that are anchored, you know.
Your ship would go down the river?
Yeah, yeah. In fact, we were not too far out of Laos and Cambodia.
Okay.
And then we go, like I said, to carry them back, stuff that they needed, like ammo, food. In Cameron Bay, we didn't spend much time there. We just in and out, you know. Qua Viet was like a little island. That's where we ended up with the tank. And I don't know what the hell they use that for, but that's what, you know.
They had tanks, they just,
Yeah.
yep.
Like I said, it was a little island. I didn't know what it was. It was weird.
Yeah. So how, did you do that the whole time you were in the service?
Pretty much, yeah.
4 years?
Yeah.
Back and forth?
Yeah, and then we'd, Then the Marines would come on to eat. In fact, we actually carried Marines in another part of Vietnam. And then we went down this cargo netting. That was kind of weird. That's kind of fun, actually.
Cargo netting?
Yeah, we threw it over the side for the Marines so to get off and on, you know. Then we had popper boats. They were, that's what we call them. They're flat bottom boats, and the front would open up, and I would let the Marines off that way. So, and they actually liked coming on board because they got food, decent food, you know. I had, we carried sea rations too, the old type sea rations, the box,
Yep.
and you know, and they'd, in fact, we'd break into them and get hell for it. But,
Did you do MRIs too, or just sea
not
rations?
then, but when I went to Saudi Arabia, we had MRIs.
Okay. Now, so you were in for 4 years, or?
No, 2 years. I don't know why I enlisted for 4 and I got 2. When I went to my company commander, well, I wouldn't argue about it, he said. And then when I was in boot camp for 3 weeks in the boot camp here, I got a letter that I was drafted. So I took the thing to him and he said, I wish these so-and-so units, branch sergeants get together on this bullshit. He says, and then he tore it up and said, you can't do that. We're already in the service. They can't draft you.
Yeah.
So that was kind of weird.
Yeah. So after 2 years, you were discharged? Or?
Yeah, and then I had to go to, I was, what do you call that? It was, I had something to do with going to, I can't remember the name of it. Well, anyway, then I got done in 1979, I went into the National Guard.
Were you in reserves for a while?
Reserve, there you go, yeah,
Yep.
Naval Reserves.
Yeah.
And then I had done in 1979.
But reserves, did you have to go to
No, I
meetings?
didn't have to go any training, no.
So you just
Right,
spent your
4
7
years of that. And then I went into the 1970, I joined the National Guard. Then that's how I went to Saudi Arabia. Got deployed, and then went to Saudi Arabia for I was 6 months in Saudi Arabia and 1 month.
You were still in the Navy?
No, National Guard.
National Guard. Okay.
National Army.
Okay. So
Yes,
you enlisted in National Guard,
Yeah,
and then you spent how many years?
13 years.
13 years National Guard.
Yeah,
And you got deployed, what year do you remember?
1990.
1990.
August 1990. Then we went to Saudi Arabia. Actually, before we did that, I got back up ahead. We went to California to train in water distribution.
Okay.
We went to, what the hell was the name of that? Well, it don't matter. Anyway, I ended up in California for 2 years. Then I got deployed, went to Saudi Arabia for 6.
You were in National Guard
Yeah.
in California.
Yeah.
Did you start in like Grand Forks or something?
No,
Or
Grafton.
Grafton.
Oh, first we were a bridge building unit, or
So you enlisted in Grafton in National
yeah,
Guard,
yeah.
and then you went to,
Oh, then we went to California from there. No, we didn't either, because we were a engineering group. We would build bridges.
okay,
These 3, they were aluminum, 3. They come in sections, or they fold in 3 sections. They were aluminum.
and that was in California.
No, that was in Bismarck.
Bismarck. Okay.
We did that for a number of years. Well, then, in fact, we went to Texas one time and showed them on it.
Were you married during this time, or?
Yeah, I wasn't married when I went to Vietnam. I wasn't married when I went to Saudi Arabia.
Okay. So you were moving around quite a bit then.
Oh yeah, we went to Bismarck first, because then we went to Texas, sent all our equipment over there. Then we built a bridge across the. That wasn't Missouri. It was a river there, and then it rained, and the river came up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And then we built a bridge across some river there anyway. It took us like 96 units, and then the full-time army over there wanted to use some of our equipment. Well, our captain over there, we're not giving them nothing, because all their equipment was bent up and beat up. And we took care of our stuff. Well, then after that, they took the bridge away from and gave it to Bismarck. And then we went down, that's when we went to, well, we were actually at Quartermaster Group, 132nd Quartermaster Group. And that's when we went to Saudi Arabia and stuff. We spent 6 months in Saudi Arabia and 1 month in Kuwait.
And 1 month in Kuwait?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I actually have pictures of it. I'll bring them over, show you one time.
Okay.
I'll have to find them, of course.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's what we did. And we were,
So
and
when you were in National Guard, were you working a job at that time, or?
oh yeah, I still have my job. Still working for American Crystal. And we got deployed. Then we broke away from Crystal and went to Saudi Arabia.
Right, but you still had your job when you got back.
Oh yes, oh yeah, you bet. Because then they saved it for us, you know.
Yeah.
Did you know Alan Ibertowski?
Who?
Alan Ibertowski?
No.
How about Morris Gilbertson? No. Only they were from Grafton. Then we went to, when we got to Saudi Arabia, we went to this Camp Jack, it was called. And that's where we were acclimatized for weather and stuff, you know. Because it was warm there, it really got hot. You had to wear all that junk, LBE, load-bearing equipment.
It was dry heat, right?
Oh yeah. But you got the 140 above over there, I remember.
Yeah.
And plus you had to wear all your equipment once the war was on, you know.
Yeah. And so when you were done, when were you done with the National Guard? You remember what year?
1991.
1991.
Yeah.
And you were with American Crystal Sugar Company.
Yeah.
And how long did you work there?
34 years.
34 years. Retired there?
Yep.
Retired. Yep.
Well, no, yeah, I did sort of. Actually, I had total knee replacement on my left knee. And I got out of Crystal in 2008, retired in 2009.
Well, Duane, I thank you for doing this
you bet.
interview. And thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.